It's v.h.s.x. What do you mean?
Alright everybody, welcome back. We got another video suggested by one of you guys in the Discord community. So shout out to Jade for submitting this. And this one in particular was completely removed, I think within like the first, from my understanding, about 23 minutes of the post even surviving, give or take, right? And we already understand that the Reddit mods cannot even fathom anything that goes against their little narrative. So thankfully it was documented beforehand, and we can actually go ahead and actually show you guys what it says. And as you can see right here, which we brought out our little copium tank for this, but anyway, it says Survivor players DC way too often and make the game not fun. I'm tired of them crying all the time. Now, goes without saying, we spoke about this time and time again. This is what they do, right? They DC instantly with no penalties because they never have any for some unknown reason. Of course, they don't make the game fun, and I've spoken about this like a bunch in the past, because the problem is that they're leaving the lobby and they're not allowing for anybody to even get to play the match out. Like, you just don't even have that as an option. And then of course, like, even as a killer player, it makes it uninteresting, because I know a lot of people would prefer more of a challenge, or would want to prefer to, you know, learn a little bit more or something like that, but you're not really able to do that if the match is ending as fast as it does. So let's go ahead and continue. So it says, I've played 9 Survivor games today, and 8 of them had a DC, most of them after their first chase when getting down. It's actually so annoying how often servers will leave the game just because they can't loop / got diffed, just to cry and bully the killer in endgame chat. This is something else we talked about a lot. We spoke about this pretty intensively in the past, and even we're talking about it now. It's important to mention this, that with the changes that we're getting, right, there's a lot of things that encompass the big issues with this game, but but here's them all, you know, in succession, right? So you get, not only do you get a dev team that is only focused on one particular type of player and no other players matter, right? That is combined with the fact that you have the hand-holding to appease those players. We have the money-hungry devs that want to focus on milking those types of players for everything they're worth, right? Then what does that create, right? That creates entitlement, because they're expecting to get free wins constantly. You're getting, on top of that, you're pushing away a bunch of the players, right? So you're pushing away like Survivor mains that are interested in the challenge, that are interested in expressing their skill, interested in trying to you know, make it interesting for themselves because it's supposed to be challenging in an asim. That's what makes it interesting, is the idea, like, if you can escape, right? So that's already one side. Then you're getting the killer players are getting pushed away because everything that they're doing makes no impact on the match, right? And the ironic part about all of these things, right, because here's the greatest irony of it all, is the fact that you hyperfixate, especially with this dev team, hyperfixating on the casual baby serves, and in this case the survivors, right? You are only going to create entitlement, toxicity, and that's what leads to a bunch of the disconnects, which, mind you, there's no real penalties for these things, right? Because I'm pretty sure, like, these people are flying out the lobby and then they queue right back. In another video that we've covered, I think around it was a Quiet Kills video, he showed a clip of somebody getting down to clown when, mind you, they didn't know what the hell they were doing, so they got down instantly. They left the match and then instantaneously queued again. And I sit there and I say, wow, like, where's the penalty for that player? They barely played the match out, and then they're automatically able to keep playing again. Like, my question is, how is that fair to anybody playing the game. Like that's my problem with it. It's like, how is that fair to those people that are trying to play the game? Right? But let's continue. So it says, I play both sides, probably a little bit more Survivor. I also have 3K hours. And notice so many Survivor players cry about their own mistakes and rage on the killer / their team. Survivor players are actually so insufferable recently. Which, mind you, that is probably, like, I would say some of the best way to experience the game is if you are able to understand both sides to at least to some extent. And as you guys know, I've dedicated, like, according to DBD stats, about 400 hours to the Survivor side. Out of the 3,600 hours total, give or take, right? So I dedicated enough hours to say, you know, I just don't find that side fun, and I obviously don't play it anymore. Because, I mean, 400 hours is enough time to decide anything at that point. I think that's overabundant amount of time to decide if you like something or not, right? And I can even say with full confidence that even as somebody who hasn't played Survivor, and as long as I have, I can probably still perform better than these people. And the irony of it is that I don't even play the game really anymore, yet these people play every single freaking day. Like, half of these people that are bitching are unemployed regardless, so they just don't even go on other games. They don't do anything else in their day, but they're still somehow losing every match, or somehow still bitching about the game and expecting the game to spoon feed them. And it's very strange, because it's like, you have all this time dedicated to this game, and yet you still learned nothing, and you still are bitching that you're not getting your free win. It's very strange. I never can understand why that's the case. But let's continue, right? Most games have a DC where the bot just throws the game and it doesn't matter, which is also true. Because a lot of the time, especially if you're going against a killer player that has any level of experience, they can manipulate the bot to, say, vault the window a few times, and that's pretty much an easy down. So after that, I mean, you could just kill the bot pretty fast because they get off hook. The bot may or may not have DS, depending on what the build was that the Survivor brought. And after that, you just kill the bot again, because the bot's just gonna run, and then if it gets like next to a pallet, it'll probably vault it a couple hundred times. It'll get downed again. So keep in mind, like, the bots are not amazing. Like, I would argue they were better before. I think they actually made them like worse, if I'm not mistaken, but that's just, you know, from memory at this point. The bot just throws the game, doesn't matter. Of course, I'll keep trying till I die, but it just feels so pointless playing solo queue, which I've said this before as well. Like, solo queue is terrible because of, like, you just can't choose your teammates. You know what I mean? They say Survivor players truly need to work on their gameplay instead of effing over their team and crying all endgame. This issue makes DBD so not fun, and I don't even want to play solo queue anymore. I might just stop playing Survivor altogether because of how often it is. Which, honestly, I'm down. I would have to 100% promote and agree. I stand behind that concept, because that is what I've been advocating for quite some time. If you don't enjoy something, don't keep engaging with it, especially when it's a game that you're choosing to play in your free time. You're not obligated to play the game. Like, you don't have to play it if you're not having fun, or even if you want to play killer, just play killer. Or if you don't find killer fun either, just don't play the game. Whatever the case may be, just don't do the thing that you don't like. And honestly, I would argue this is like the villain arc, you would say, like the villain origin story for like a killer player here, because it's like the amount of just like nonsense that they're seeing. They're like, nah, gloves off, I'm about to go crazy on killer, or I'm just gonna quit the game entirely, which I wouldn't be surprised. So they say, for the love of God, just learn how you can play better and improve your own gameplay, especially versus killers you don't like, so you can get better at facing them. Also, who cares if you get tunneled? Use that to improve your looping. I understand, and it's frustrating, but you can use that to improve your gameplay. Truly, that's how I see it. Survivors just cry over everything, which, I mean, it's 100% accurate. Like, how many times have I mentioned that before, right? Like, especially when I did play Survivor, the most interesting parts of actually playing it was getting tunneled or having to be chased and seeing how far I can go or how long I can last. Because to me, thinking like on my feet in that sense, like trying to see like what in the moment can I pull off and what in the moment can I think about or do in the middle of the action, to me was the most engaging aspect of the actual side. Because without that, I was filling a bar about 80 to 90% of the match, and I'm like, I would like to engage more with the gameplay, but if the killer is gonna play optimally, he can't chase for that long, so then I of course don't get to have the interesting parts. So I wanted to actually look at the responses as well, because I do think that that is important to add on to it, which, mind you as well, notice that we're once again getting the same removal of the post, and I'm pretty sure it's the same exact reason as we've seen before. Yep, rule number 5 again. So you heard it here, folks. Rule number 5 is their go-to. It doesn't matter what you post. It doesn't matter about anything that you have to say, because rule number 5 is their go-to. It doesn't matter. It does not matter what you say. Rule number 5 will be flexed. So we have another, which I'm assuming this is a Survivor, man, because they say take the down votes for karma farming. Like, brother, like, are we really being so for real? You know, which kind of shows you like how terminally online like some of these people on this website are, because it's like, who in their right mind is running around going, wow, really need that karma on my account? Like, I'm like, bro, what are we talking about, man? Oh, you're karma farming. What are you talking about? Like, what are you crying about? Like, it's diabolical. Just seeing this stupidity in action, but it is a thing. I don't know why. And then OP responds, I'm not karma farming, and I've never cared about karma. I don't interact with DBD subreddit, so I didn't know which one was the best to post on for a discussion. And then they're still raging. They have descriptions in them. It wasn't like cable raid. I'm like, all right, calm down. Like, bro, like, not everybody uses Reddit, pal. Like, it's like, bro. So let's go ahead and take a look here. Another one says, like, go next if I'm not having fun. At the end of the day, I'm responsible for my fun and will always prioritize it, especially if there is no ranked or competitive queue. Winning or losing doesn't matter. So here's the interesting, here is the thing that I find really ironic about something like this, which is hilarious. If you are saying that winning and losing doesn't matter, doesn't that mean by definition that you, oh, I don't know, going next kind of means you're not having fun unless you're winning? I mean, I don't know. Wild concept. I'm just saying, it just seems like they want to win every game for free, which, I mean, they already can do that, but that's besides the point. Because they're trying to say I'm not having fun, but why go next then? If you don't care about winning or losing, right? You're saying that doesn't matter, then why go next then? Because what defines not having fun? That's really what I'm trying to get here. What defines not having fun? Because if it involves something where you're losing, then that means that by definition, the winning and losing actually does matter. So, you know, that's already, it is what it is. And yeah, I do agree with OP, like, it is selfish. Not everyone's gonna be fun. And why are you willing to F over your team? That I agree with that. It goes without saying. But, you know, I'm not surprised. Like, this guy's a moron. Like, what do you do? Oh, you didn't answer my question. What's bro? So my fun over my, like, shut up, bro. Like, you don't know what you're talking about. This person makes an interesting point. It says he probably does it simply because antisocial behavior is not penalized in DBD, given the relative anonymity. What the hell did I just say? Anonymity. Fuck. Oh my god. Golly.
Anonymity.
There you have it. An anonymity. What?
Anonymity.
Anonymity. Okay. There we go. So given the relative anonymity of the game, being queued with 4 strangers for short matches, he can be as selfish as he wants, which is very true. And this person makes a good point. So it says, because you chose to play the team-based game and chose to queue in the team-based role. There's a plethora of single-player and solo multiplayer games, PvE and PvP to choose from, but you chose the most cunty route. Your fun is your business, but it doesn't make people wrong for telling you you're an asshole. Just own it instead of trying to have your cake and eat it too. And they're trying to just cope and cry and go, oh, I'm fun, but the video. Shut up. Like, you're wrong, you're wrong. Like, just accept it, bro. But they can't handle it. Like, they have to think that they're always right. And it's like, bro, you're just wrong, dog. Like, you're an idiot, you're an ass, like, just accept it. This person says, I'd rather them DC than throw the game on purpose. At least the bot will contribute. I mean, they're both kind of the same. Like, the bot kind of will go down and pretty fast regardless, so I don't really think it really matters. So this person says, oh my god, Killer's crying DC too. This is a survivor. Like, yes, it is a survivor issue. Like, yes, it is. Because there's just way more people disconnecting on Survivor than there can be on a killer match. Like, that's just how it goes. One person disconnecting compared to 4, you can have 2 or 3 disconnects, but like instead of 1 from killer. To be fair, if you want to talk numbers. However, if a killer, like, I have to agree with this person. He said the difference is that when a killer disconnects, the survivors simply move on to the next game. When a survivor disconnects, the other 3 survivors are left to suffer the consequences. And OP says exactly, which I agree. Like, that is, it goes without saying. Like, you disconnecting as a killer player will end the match, but you can just queue up to the next one. You have no penalty. As a survivor, the rest of the teammates are still in the match, so they're having to deal with a bot essentially going 1v3 or 3v1 in that case, and then they just lose out on an experience. So it is what it is. This person says if this game had actual punishments for DCing, then you would see less of it. As of now, a 5-minute queue penalty is nothing. But it's just not enough, really, because people still do it and they walk away like nothing happened. You know what I mean? So this person says like the reported endgame is a thing, but it clearly isn't really working. It clearly isn't really working. So that's the thing. Like, and of course, like, this same survivor main is still crying about, oh, they're just not having fun. I'm like, it doesn't matter if you're not having fun or whatever the fuck at that point. You're still affecting everyone else's fun by proxy. Because he's trying to say, but someone can't be expected to stay and suffer just to make sure others have fun. Like, you're just genuinely a moron. Because you're saying like someone can't be expected to stay and suffer, but you're literally subjecting 3 other people to do that. So you want to be selfish, but yet by definition you're affecting the rest of your team. Technically speaking, you're affecting 4 people, because now the killer player is having to get rid of a fucking bot, and that's the most annoying thing you have to deal with. Because if you don't kill the bot as a killer, they're just gonna run and do the gens for free and run around the map doing whatever the fuck, and then you're like, you know, or they're probably gonna find your totem because they lock onto those and stuff like that. Like, these bots will lock on and try to find some of your shit, like, you know what I mean? So you're actually affecting 4 people. So, you know, because I've mentioned this in a previous video like many months ago, like people like this dumbass want to agree and say, oh my god, it's not being selfish at all. I'm like, it's a team game. And you're affecting 4 other players. You're affecting the killer, you're affecting your 3 teammates. Because you want to get mad and getting your feelings because you decided to not like a killer. Ooh, it's Kennedy, I'm out of here. Like, like if you don't like playing the game, don't play the game. Like, it's like this is a result of what happens in this goddamn game. The game is not going to be fun at this point. We already understand that. Killer players already are not having a good time. Survivor players are not having a good time. And I mean the veterans, because I know the babies are probably having a blast. Like, they're just going to be skyrocketing through, spamming that spacebar button like no tomorrow, dropping every pallet they see. But as for the people who are actually interested in the challenge, the chase, those things, it's too easy. It's boring. Then killer, it's just way too annoying and hard. It's like, what's the point? Like, it's just irritating at that point. Especially when you're having to become a wood chipper instead of a killer. Like, chopping and breaking every single freaking piece of wood you see. And I'm like, where's the gameplay? Like, you don't even get to, like, actually engage in a chase, mind game, like, you know, try to, like, win. Nope. And then even if you do engage with the chase, it has to end quickly. So, like, it's still just not interesting or fun because you're not incentivized to stay in long chases. So it's just boring no matter what you do. So it's like, come on, man. I've been saying it for a while. Like, it's not fun. It's not interesting anymore. I already stopped playing for a reason. Like, what is the point, right? But that's why when we go live now, that's why we're switching games, right? Like, I'll get on for DVD for those of you that want to see it, or at least look at the menu while we talk about it. And then we go to Rivals. I love Rivals. Great game, very fun. But if you're interested in actually seeing my Rivals content, I have a Rivals channel. Go ahead and check that out, because that is in the description and at the end of the video. Of course, you can also check out my main channel, where I'm going to be putting up like video essays, like different topics and stuff I wanted to talk about, and kind of put you guys on with like some of my favorite games. And those more videos on that channel is coming soon, of course. But consider hitting the sub on those. And if you can also, if you want, become a member. You can support me directly, or even on Patreon, or even subbing on Twitch. You can just support me directly, so you can keep this stuff going. You know what I mean? But anyway, I'll see you guys in the next one. All right, we're gonna shout out all the members. So shout out Patreon Crow Vader. So shout out to Raz Makai, Cozy with Brando, Evil Blade 17 as well. Also Kargan Falcon, Dole Whip, Noxus, Zero Mocker, Christian, and Crow Vader. Appreciate you guys, man. If you want your name read off at the end of every video, you can go ahead and become a member. With one of the tiers is the bonus you get. So appreciate you guys, and I'll see you guys in the next one.